potato.
So Sunday morning here in Cuenca, Ecuador, walking down a very quiet street with the exception of the, what is that, gas truck?
No, that's a papa truck.
Oh, the papa truck.
I think actually they're selling yuca.
Okay, so the yuca truck. But it's a very, very quiet street today. Tomorrow we go from curfew red to curfew yellow.
Big difference.
So we'll have probably a lot more people on the streets. Today only cars with essential business are allowed out on the road. We're here in the middle of the traffic circle. A pretty fountain. It's one of the more popular parks in Cuenca. Obviously empty, all wired off or roped off for now. Not sure when they're going to reopen it. We go to Yellow tomorrow for curfew purposes, but we haven't heard anything about them changing the rules as far as the parks here. There's somebody taking a cut through. He's going to get lost in the grass if he's not careful. Leaving the park. Gonna do the Julie's dressed a little bit like Rocky today.
Elevation kills you, especially with a mask on. So, Cuenca's a beautiful city, but I have to tell you, if you're coming from sea level, it is tough to acclimate to, and you won't be doing a lot of stairs right away. So I wonder if you could rewind back to February when the world was semi-normal, how this town would look, or this area would look on a Sunday. If it's crowded, if the shops are open, if the restaurants are open. I would assume so, but I don't know.
It's pretty dead right now.
Oh, it's a ghost town. Looks apocalyptic.
Not a whole lot looking like it's open. Some little tiendas. Over here we do have a little coffee shop that says always open, so virus or whatever. The Gaza Espresso Bar. And these are the gas trucks that sell the propane. Instead of ice cream trucks with music, they do propane. So now one thing we've learned in Cuenca, Ecuador, don't plan to sleep in. Between the world's loudest motorcycles, alarms that go off constantly, and musical propane selling trucks, there's always some sort of noise going on early in the morning. Here he comes. It is a lot easier going down these stairs than going up. I don't think I'll lose my breath going this way. Let's see, we don't know a whole lot of people here, but I think this is Reginald. That Reginald? Hey there.
Hey.
Okay, we don't know a whole lot of people in Cuenca, Ecuador yet, but one of the expats we met here is Reginald Williams here, and he's telling us about a place around the corner.
The place is called Ñucayacta. It's a Quechua name. I've forgotten what it means. Something like nature's heaven or something like that. They have absolutely awesome Western style, the not New York style deli cheesecake, but a really soft, creamy cheesecake with wild blueberry topping, which is unbelievable. Portion about yay big and about yay thick, and it's on a crumble cake bottom, graham cracker or something like that, and that's a couple of $2.50, I think. But a really good coffee. And for me, the best thing of the whole plaza is this little tiny place in the corner doing empanadas right in the porch of their right down their staircase, and they do an empanada filled with barbecued pork. It's about yay big, with a corn shell and a cup of coffee for it's a little cup, but it's a cup of coffee for 75 cents.
75 cents for all of that?
75 cents for all that.
It's May 25th, and we have finally been given the yellow traffic light in Cuenca, Ecuador. We're on our way over to Turi. I'm sure I'm butchering that name, sorry guys. It's a 497 step walk, I believe, uphill. So you're definitely going to see our elevation issues today.
So now, if you recall from our previous videos, we have an 8,300 foot elevation here. We're going higher. And we're going to be using these masks because we still have mandatory masks here in Ecuador. Our destination today is up at the Turi Church, which is way up here. That's where we're walking to. It's about 500 steps. Okay, so today joining us we have Mark. He's been here. How many years you been here, Mark?
3.5.
Mark, any words of wisdom about this altitude and dealing with it?
You just have to get used to it. Usually it takes you about 3 days to adjust, some people longer.
Mark just turned 74, so he's going to show us up. We're going to be falling over, breathing heavy, and Mark is going to go trumping up this hill like a gazelle. So behind us here, behind all the banging, is the 449 steps that take us up to the Turi Church.
With the sun out.
60 degrees with the sun. We're getting a lot of UVs here.
Hi folks. Are we there yet, Dad?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. It's hard.
There he goes off like a gazelle. Mark running up the hill.
You're doing
We're
good, Julie.
almost up here to the top. You can see the domes down below here. Hold on.
This is my idea of a beautiful day. But with the cloud covering and blue sky and the temperatures in the 60s, probably low 60s right now. It's just beautiful.
So far Mark is definitely in better shape than Julie and I. If one of us
I don't know,
cocks out,
you're going up the steps pretty good, Warren.
I'm banking on him carrying me back down if I can't make it. Reggie, which we saw yesterday at the park, he happened to ambush us up here. He must have known we were coming.
That's it. So I walked from, you see that mountain with all the light green on it? All the light green grass? I walked from the housing down at the base of that mountain to here, except I walked from down below.
So Julie wasn't able to be the first one up the stairs. She was bringing up the rear. But by gosh and by golly, she's gonna be the first one down. She's letting gravity bring her down like Speedy Gonzalez. So she's got the spring in her step again. So here we are, the brand new open food court as of the 25th of May.
And then they usually have soccer up there.
This is Amol del Rio. Some of the restaurants are opening. So this is one of the fast food places in the food court. Julie and I, we opted for the veggie burger. See, it's mostly empty today.
We are currently on the edge of El Centro, which is considered the old part of the town. And if you look down that direction, as soon as you cross this wall, you're in the new section of town. So this is the dividing mark. They do a free walking tour here before the quarantine that they tell you about the history of this area, and it ends right up here on this plaza where this beautiful sculpture is that we're going to go see. Okay, look at the 3D art on the wall over there of the lady looking out the window.
It's like 3D.
Yeah, it's made to look like windows. And they have some good street art up here too. So this sculpture looks like metal, right?
Yeah, it does.
Go touch it.
Is it like a composite?
It's like paper mache.
Yeah.
So we were trying to determine what this meant, and we thought maybe it meant that people are poor and they can't get the things that they need, the necessities.
Oh.
And they're climbing to try to reach that. I don't know, that was our interpretation. See, they're counting the number of people in the aisle. Now this
Okay, so we're riding the brand new tram here in Cuenca, Ecuador. They're giving free rides for the next 60 days. They just opened this.
Bienvenidos a bordo.
We're seeing some life down here. What do you guys think about today here in downtown Cuenca?
It's totally a different place. Totally. This doesn't even look like the place I've lived for 70-something days.
Now, Kay has actually seen it like this before. Because,
for 5 days in February before we went into quarantine.
yeah, so anyway, we're now getting to see kind of the real Cuenca, but we're still looking like gangsters with our masks.
That's right, new mask.
Oh, there's a protest. Big protest.
So we are here for the protests that are post curfew from red to yellow, and the budget cuts for education, for healthcare, for transportation. There's a lot of different departments, a lot of money that had to be diverted because of the pandemic. There's no money coming in. Oil subsidies or gas subsidies had to end. The oil money that the economy made here is a lot less than it was because of the low oil prices. There was a ruptured oil line, and of course no tax money coming in during this pandemic. So the tough decisions had to be made. So I'm not taking a side one way or the other, but the government, if it doesn't have money, it doesn't have a way to get the money, they've got to do something, and unfortunately it's not making some of the population happy. The economy here is based on the dollar, so they can't go and print more money just to make more money. They use the dollar. So that's kind of the background. excited. We're going to, or actually we're at a restaurant for the very first time since arriving in Ecuador. And Kay, you've been to a restaurant before?
Yes, in February.
Okay, so she knows how to teach us how to behave in a restaurant. Julie and I, this is our first time in a Ecuadorian restaurant. We're pretty excited. We're doing veggie burgers here, and you are doing the
Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken. So anyway,
And we're social distancing right now because there's nobody else in the restaurant. We're the only people here.
so here we have the veggie burger and French fries, and over here we have the pollo, and Julie's got that veggie burger too. You can see, and look at her smiling face.
I love fresh
And
cut
we have ketchup.
fries. I love fresh cut fries.
Go ahead, give it a go. Let's see how it tastes.
They are good.
Is that good, Kay? Okay, meets Kay's taste test. How about you, Julie? How's your fry?
They are nice.
Okay.
They're not oily.
So out the door, our meal cost $26.30 at an upper class restaurant here in Cuenca, Ecuador. We're going to try to give you more examples of what it's like to live here in Cuenca, Ecuador over the next couple months. Please join us, give us a subscribe, give us a like, and we'll look forward to sharing our journey and our explorations with you. Thanks again.